Some people move on, but not us. Not us.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Avengers Endgame Superbowl trailer. Is it fake? Is it real? Is it misdirection? Is it misleading? So we're going to break down what we think is actually going on in this trailer. But first, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button, that would be grand. So we are giving away tickets for the Captain Marvel movie that is coming out shortly. All you got to do is follow me on Instagram at Warstu, then DM me to let me know you're in. So even before the trailer came out, we knew parts of the trailer were going to be misleading based on what Kevin Feige said. Somewhat accurate, somewhat. I think people have taken his words out of context. So before we go on with the video, let's listen to what Mr. Kevin Feige actually said during that award ceremony short interview, because it's very important to analysing the first and second trailer, because he didn't really confirm that we're only going to see the first 15 to 20 minutes. He said somewhat true, somewhat accurate. So let's play that clip.
First trailer, which presumably doesn't show us much at all, that in the marketing you're never going to show us much past, say, the first 15 or 20 minutes of the movie. Is that a kind of strategy? Is that somewhat accurate?
I call it somewhat accurate. Yeah, I think, as was the case with a lot of our films, this one in particular, you know, being able to generate excitement without giving away any of the many secrets.
How many?
Many secrets would be ideal. And I think the Disney marketing team is the best in the world, and we'll be able to pull it off.
So Mr. Kevin Feige said somewhat accurate, somewhat. Basically, they don't want footage to get out that will ruin the movie. But do you really think the footage is only from the first 15 to 20 minutes? That can't really be the case. Why? Because Black Widow goes from having short hair in one scene to long hair in the next scene. Now, that could not happen in a concurrent timeline of 20 minutes in real life unless there's going to be a flash forward and a flashback to the present day. That somewhat is incorrect. Also, you got to think about it. The first trailer, right? The narrative is Tony Stark is going to die. Who is going to save him? It's going to be Warstu. Nah, it's going to be Captain Marvel. No, Tony's going to save himself. And then we get in this trailer, and Tony's all well and good. All well and good. He's tinkling and probably making a new suit, or probably saving the ship, potentially, with parts of Nebula. So we've gone from one narrative to the next. Something this trailer does do is no one is talking about quantum realm, time travel, or multiverse, because this trailer doesn't insinuate any of that. But something that no one, and I mean no one online, is talking about. The most recent reshoots that they had, or were they new scenes? Literally everyone in this trailer was in the reshoot. Nah, I'm only joking. But a good bunch of people were. Nebula was there. Mark Ruffalo was there. Hawkeye was there, etc. You get my point. They recently did some new scenes or reshot other scenes because they're currently editing the movie still. It's currently still over 3 hours long, just like I said it would be. But a 30-second tease trailer, some of these scenes could be from the additional scenes they did. Now, I don't think any of the highlight reel, you know, when we get Wasp, when we get Nick Fury, when we get Spider-Man, when we get Doctor Strange, when we get Falcon, when we get Scarlet Witch, when we get the Guardians, when we get Black Panther, when we get Winter Soldier, when we get Vision. I don't think any of that is misleading. It's just color coordinated with the 10-year title card for Marvel Studios before it turns to dust. This trailer's definitely setting a tone, because the only talking point from the first trailer was realistically, is Tony going to survive? Even though the first trailer was 2.5 minutes long, this 30-second teaser has given the Marvel community more talking points than something they did in 2.5 minutes in the first trailer. So they are going to be marketing this movie very, and I mean very different. But no one can answer this question. How are they marketing it different? To say they're just not marking outside the first 20 minutes is somewhat inaccurate. It really is. This trailer gives us more questions than it does answers. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to break down what I think is absolutely misdirection, what is fake. So there is misdirection going on here, specifically in this scene here. So they're all looking up at something. The most common theories is it's Tony Stark and Nebula, it's Thor and Rocket, but Thor and Rocket were already with them in the previous trailer, you know, when they were sat behind the computer screen where Scott Lang was. So why would they be looking up at Thor and Rocket returning? No, that's not happening. But neither is it Captain Marvel. They're not going to introduce Captain Marvel into the franchise in the first 20 minutes of this movie. But what is interesting, like I said before, Black Widow's hair has changed. Now, Black Widow and obviously Bruce Banner, all the clothing they're wearing is the exact same as in the first trailer, which, yes, for continuity reasons, yes, it does coincide, and they are just outside the Avengers Tower. But I don't really think they're going outside to see Scott Lang. And also, it has been said by a bunch of people, and I kind of picked up on it, that there is too much gap between War Machine and Bruce Banner. So maybe they've CGI'd someone out in this scene. It's not really that important. But there is some trickery going on here. There is definitely some trickery. Because I don't know if it's just how Black Widow has her hair, but in this scene it looks short. Then you look in the scene where she's on a shooting range, the hair looks very different, but they still look like they're in the same location. So it's going to be very interesting to see what you guys actually think is going on here. So the next scene that I think is misdirect is a scene where we have Ant-Man inside and we have War Machine. But what is interesting is it's the Avengers HQ. So in the first trailer, Scott Lang turned up and was like, yo, 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 it's me. We met in Civil War in Germany, etc. But have they green screened the background? Because it does almost look like they are getting up to start a fight. Why has Ant-Man got his mask down? Why is War Machine in the War Machine suit? He wouldn't just be walking around it for fun, would it? No. So they could be anywhere. They could be in, like, just about to go into the quantum realm. They could be about to fight someone. It could be like this second villain that's going to turn up. Is it really going to be a second villain? We don't know. But why is Ant-Man suiting up inside a building? Unless he's just about to go into the quantum realm, because the scenery looks very similar to the first trailer. But why would War Machine be suited up as well? Has someone come to play? Are they about to get into a massive fight? It is very, very interesting. And obviously we've already gone over the Thor scene. They're on Titan 2. They're not on Wakanda. I've broken that down in a different video. I will leave it in the link down below. That's clearly misdirection because, yeah, Titan 2, it's not Wakanda. I think they've played it well. Everyone seems to think it's Wakanda, but it is definitely Titan 2. Now, I mean, I heard a really interesting theory, but it's not really interesting. So Hawkeye in this image, he could be anywhere. Now, I do think they've green screened the imagery. He looks like he's in some random cave. As we know, the kind of narrative is he's going to be in Japan, but he doesn't look like he's in Japan. He's in some random cave. Maybe he's still hunting Skrulls. But some people are trying to say on Reddit that Hawkeye's redness on his face, which is clearly a light coming off a ship or something, is Ultron. No, guys, it's just not Ultron. So I think one of the most interesting scenes here is we have an image of a shield, but everyone's saying, yo, 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 Warstu, it's Captain America. Is it really Captain America? Or is it Winter Soldier? Is it Buck? Because you can't really determine 100% that it is actually Captain America. Because yeah, I make these videos, but to be honest guys, until everyone has seen the movie, nothing is factually correct or nothing is factually incorrect. But I just got thinking, like, is this really Captain America or would it be someone else's hands busted open? There is a lot of kind of very interesting scenes. So we get an image, right, of the Avengers, which is the exact same image from the first trailer when, if you like, the hangar is empty. I mean, I could put an image side by side and the background looks tiny bit different. So I definitely do agree with what I said in my first video, that they have CGI'd out Professor Hulk from this scene, because it just doesn't make any sense why everyone else is there, but the Hulk isn't there. But is the Hulk gonna Hulk out in the first 20 minutes of the movie? I think the only way to really get angry, well, Hulk and Bruce to Hulk out is to put Black Widow in some kind of danger. Now, this is clearly a follow-up scene from the kind of Black Widow and Captain America scene from the first trailer when they said, I don't know what I'd do if this mission fails. So it looks like everyone is coming on this mission. Whatever this mission is, obviously they have to unsnap the universe. You know, when Thanos did the snapped his finger and did the decimation, they have to undo that. But at this point, it doesn't look like Tony Stark and Nebula are anywhere to be seen. So I think the misleading or more misdirection. I don't really think Marvel do mislead you. They misdirect, like in the Avengers Infinity War trailer in Wakanda when we see Hulk. I truly believe that wasn't a fake scene. I believe that scene will actually appear in Avengers Endgame, either in a scene when they're in a different reality or they go back in time and the final battle happens to be on Wakanda again, because if there is time travel in this movie, because the white suits have not been confirmed to be quantum realm suits, no one officially has said it, it could be. So if they did time travel back in time, then yes, that fight would have never happened the first time round. But then would Team Tony Stark have the Infinity Stones? See, this is pretty interesting, because it is interesting how Marvel says they are marking this movie very, very different, but we don't really see any evidence. Because if you go back and watch all the Avengers Infinity War trailers like I have, yes, we do see a lot of scenes from throughout the whole movie, but it doesn't really paint a picture of what's really going to happen, except for Tony Stark getting knocked out by Thanos. It doesn't really kind of paint a picture at all, because you've got to understand, in the first trailer there was viral videos for Captain America being so strong that he could hold off Thanos, and then we go to watch the movie and literally it's a split second that he held him for and that was it, and then he got dropped, punched on the floor, knocked out, and then that was it. So it's very, very interesting, and I think the same could be said for the rocket scene here. Now, I do have a video. I've actually worked out exactly where he is, and it's not Wakanda. I've actually looked it up on the internet. No one else has come up with this concept that we've come up with. It is pretty cool. So if I'm wrong about that, it's probably a green screen again, because Marvel likes to CGI out components of parts, which is interesting why they do. But also, what is misleading is Tony Stark has the arc reactor back on himself. But Warstu, Warstu, that's what I'm saying. The arc reactor was not embedded to him during Avengers Infinity War, because if you remember in the first scene in Infinity War, Pepper's literally said that arc reactor is stopping you from having a family and also becoming a father, etc, etc. So is this how Tony Stark saved himself? Oh my god, I've just given someone a video idea. But yeah, essentially what I'm saying here is Tony Stark's probably going to save himself by merging the arc reactor back to himself, because you go from the first trailer where he's literally, I'm going to die instantly, and then the next trailer he's just chilling, what looks like to be outside of his ship. But like I say, the scenery can be CGI, it can be special effect that they can make himself look like they're anywhere. There seems to be work on something. We can't really see what Tony Stark's working on. He's most likely working on a new suit potentially, or the ship, but it looks like Nebula's body components of her, like I guess you could say robotic parts of her, are going to be used to help the ship or save the ship or something like that. There's a lot of stuff, because I've not really seen anyone that has compared the first trailer to the second trailer, and there is a lot of continuity issues. There's a lot of plot points that are being pushed, but they're not pushing this time travel theory. So it's going to be interesting if they actually use the word time travel, because even the colors, like as this movie trailer start, you could say, oh my god, that's Reddit, oh my god, reality. What are they trying to say? Are they trying to say that all the Avengers that have been snapped are in a different reality? Yeah, I guess you could say that, or you could just say it's to do with the color of the 10-year card. But there's so many things that you could say is misleading or misdirecting. Also, where do we go now that they're gone? It's very interesting how there's a shadow of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people on this poster. And then there is one guy standing. So, very, very interesting. And also, you know, when Gwyneth Paltrow came out and said, yeah, me and Tony were married, we've got a kid in the future. What happens if this is one of the fake scripts that she read, but she doesn't know it's fake, because they've all done multiple different scenes the same way, said different things. So just because an actor comes out and says something, yeah, they're married in the future, they've got a kid, well, what happens if that's the fake script? Because as we know, during Avengers Infinity War, there was a scene where Loki got away. He got away and he saved the day. Well, he didn't actually save the day. He got away and he survived, but they didn't use that. So, Warheads, you understand where I'm coming from. Just because you see something, what I suggest you guys do is go back, watch the first trailer, then watch the second trailer, the TV spot, then watch the TV spot again and watch the other trailer, and notice that the narrative, the tone, the mood is different. I know they have to market different spots, differently. But we go from Tony Stark's dying to the world's over. It's decimated. There's no hope. But we're not going to give up. Not us. Not us. And then, yeah, then we get the Ultron voice. No, wait, we don't. We don't get Ultron's voice. Or do we? Because, I don't know, YouTube and the fans kind of push this narrative. So many comments in this section like, Ultron's voice. That's pretty much the main reason why I did it. But nah, not there. So I hope I've noticed a lot of the misdirection. I'm not going to say misleading because it's not misdirection because everyone could be thinking everything's fake and then literally everything from the first trailer was real and Tony Stark does die and everyone's like, oh my god, Marvel marketed it differently by showing us everything that happened, but we didn't believe it because they had this master plan where they said the marketing team are going to market the movie very different when realistically they're not marketing it differently, but we think they are, so we keep overthinking little things and you get more context out of a 30-second TV spot than you do in a 2.5-minute full-on trailer. But anyway, guys, I can't wait for that second trailer. The second trailer will be coming very soon. I presume it's going to be coming anytime now, but not now. Obviously, Captain Marvel comes out on the 8th of March, so I presume it will be coming out very soon before that so they can get it to the cinema. But don't worry, guys. That Avengers Endgame Trailer 2 update video is coming very soon. So anyway, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button to join Team Warstu and the Warheads. We do have a Patreon account, but we don't actually have any Patreons, so we don't really have one. So anyway, guys, if you do want to enter that Instagram giveaway, all you got to do is follow me on Instagram at Warstu. Let me know that you have by sending me a DM, and then that competition will end literally just before the Captain Marvel movie comes out. And I will catch you in that next video very soon, guys. Catch you later.